Hey, so I tried to record this last night. I, for whatever reason, was interrupted, choked and started coughing, and just I was like, okay, save that for later. And then I thought if it goes away, it goes away. It didn't go away. Because I was laying down last night trying to get ready for bed, and all I could hear was, nobody move and nobody get hurt. What? Nobody move and nobody get hurt. Okay. I don't know if you know that song. Good song. But I started sitting there thinking, no, if you don't move, you get hurt. Like, you gotta start taking that potential energy and turn it into kinetic energy. Because the longer we sit, for anybody that works out, if you sit, you start hurting. Your body just like, aren't we going to do that thing? Are you going to work with me? Because you become stagnant in nature. You don't get your blood pumping. Your arteries start getting clogged. It's just like if you don't use a car, the fuel goes bad, right? Same thing with us. If you don't make the choice to move, somebody's going to get hurt. And that's in all aspects of your life. And honestly, when it comes down to my personal life, I can understand what I'm hearing this for. Because yesterday was one of those days. Today is a test. What will you do? Won't lie, I complained a little bit. Thank you. Sorry, my neighbor let my dog back in. So, anyways, it was a test. Will I get her out of character? Will she cuss me out? Will she explode? I did not. I vented. That's my safe way of going. I was like, one more thing, one more time. No, woosah. Trying so hard. Because it's hard to get yourself into that high vibration, and when you irritate people's demons, they're going to come and just poke. I know you're not like that. I know you can't stay like that. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. They start to annoy and pester and do all these things to prove to themselves they can get you to be like them. Like I said, it's not easy to get in that higher vibration. It is what it is. Nothing's happening to me. Everything's happening for me. This event occurred to get me to move. Got to move on. That's the thing, we stay stuck in the past. And it's funny, this lady asked me where something was yesterday, and I took her to it and pointed it, and she goes, that's funny. I was right by it. All I had to do was turn around. I said, isn't that the story of life? She started laughing. I said, and the funny thing is, we always say, don't look back. She said, you're sure right about that, and just died laughing. And it's funny because sometimes we have to go against what it is we know, what it is we've been taught. Because sometimes just that look over your shoulder is that reminder of either where you need to get back to, where you were, what happened that got you where you're at. Things happen for a reason. I think we all tend to feel victimized in our life more than we feel empowered by circumstance. So when you get to the point where you can start feeling more empowered, that's where you can get to the point where you're like, you know what? If I stay put, if I don't make a decision, I could change the rest of my life. The outcome could be something that I wasn't expecting. Because nobody move and somebody gets hurt. That's kind of how life's going to be. If we stay standing still and want no outcome with our life, sure, don't move, don't get hurt, but you're going to starve to death standing there. It's like the Lorax, the old Dr. Seuss cartoon. Pretty sure it was the Lorax. Could have been something different. It's two men that meet up. Neither one will move. And they're showing all the seasons changing around them. Things being built around them because they're both refusing. After you. No, after you. No courtesy. No generosity. No thought for an outside individual other than themselves. And they stood there. Do you really want to stand there for the rest of your life? Or do you want to make the choice? I had started doing something the other day I've needed to do for a while. And I was like, man, this is why I have avoided this. I had to be truthful with myself. Because I was like, I work so hard already. And on my downtime, I don't want to work harder. But I had to look at the concept that just because I'm having to work harder in the moment to alleviate how hard I have to work doesn't mean it's not going to end. Because I had to go back to my own words. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing lasts forever. It's just a hiccup in time. Used to be so optimistic. And it's funny what certain people, places, and things can do to us. I've gotten to a point, in all honesty, and I know a lot of you have watched it, the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, the woo! Oh God. And it's just like, what's going on? I just, living life, right? And we all do it. Some days we're on top of the world. And then other days we're just like, just bury me now. I'm out. I quit. Done. But you can't stay like that forever because then you get back to the nobody move. And we know what happens. Like I said, somebody's going to get hurt. Because it's a notion that you can stand there and think that you're safe. Security is something that's always changing. You can see that with the laws. You can see that with the behavior of society. You can see that with the food that we eat. You can see that with the regulations that say what is safe for us to consume. Do we deregulate everything and just go, it's a free-for-all? Sometimes that's where survival of the fittest comes in, right? So you have to ask yourself, are you willing to stand in one spot and keep waiting for things to come to you thinking you'll never get hurt? Or are you willing to put on your cape of courage and say, you know what? If I move, I can see where it takes me. Because you have to make the choices in your life to obtain the outcomes that you are trying to create. Nobody else can do it for you. Someone can tell you, go knock on that door. There's the best opportunity in there for you. You go knock on it, nobody answers. You go to find the door and it doesn't exist. That was their opportunity, not yours. And to each their own. We're all here to live our own lives. We're all here to go through what it is that's meant for us. So you have to remember, if you don't move, inevitably you're going to get hurt. Learn to leave the things behind that meant nothing for you, no good for you. And I can't say they weren't good as long as you learned something. I remember I got arrested when I was, I want to say I was 19 years old. I was drinking and driving. And got put on probation. And she asked me, how come you're in my office? You do not seem like people I'm used to seeing. And I said, well, I made a mistake. And I said, let me take that back. I learned a lesson. And she said, what's the difference? And I said, a mistake is something you continue to repeat over and over. A lesson is something that you do and you go, ooh, that was not a good outcome. I'm not doing that again. And I said, so I've learned. Do that, the outcome is this. So therefore, I won't do that again. And she looked at me and said, you're very wise for as young as you are. We have to believe in ourselves. We have to believe that we know what is best for us. We have to believe that whatever has happened to us happened for us. Because even at that point in my life, I was on a path that was taking me down the highway to hell. And the trajectory that life took after that. Oh, believe me, it did not get easier. I married who I thought was the man of my dreams and got taught strength, courage, perseverance. I learned to be a warrior. So, you'll have lessons in life. Some will be hard, some will be fun. Some will be mind-blowing. Some might bring you to the best opportunities you've ever had the chance to endure. So, on that note, I'm going to get ready to go back to another day of the grind. Peace, love, and light.